I heard some trades happened involving Miles Garrett. Hold on, let's do Miles Garrett full trade details. Okay. All right. Full trade. Yo, oh, what's everybody? If you guys put your hands up. All right. The full trade details for the Miles Garrett trade. The Rams get Miles Garrett. He broke the sack record. Browns get Jared Verse, a 2027 first round pick, so a 2028 second and a 2029 third. Bro, what? I feel like the Browns could have got more out. The Browns should have got like two first, maybe three. Because if the Rams stay healthy, that's they're gonna be like 31st or 32nd pick. But if they stay healthy, and Jared Verse is like a very good pass rusher. But I got a 2027 first round pick. That's pretty much worthless. They could have get another first. This is like the best. This is like one of the best players in the league. Defensive player of the year, broke the sack record. Probably one of the best edge rushers of all time for a edge rusher. That's pretty good. The Rams, I'll give it like a, I'll give it an A minus. Actually, I'll give it a B plus because he's getting old, bro. He's like 30. He's getting a little old. They have like the best defense. They have probably one of the best defense. They have McDuffie, Garrett. They have I don't know, some other dude. And they got a good QB, good receivers. So now they have like, yeah, I'll give the Rams a B plus. They get a B plus because Garrett's getting old. And if they don't win in the next like 2 years, they're might not be good. And who knows, someone might get hurt. For the Browns, I'll give like a B, maybe like a B minus. They should have got a little more. They gave up. Well, they got Miles Garrett, but they should have got a little more. They should have gotten like um another like two more first round, maybe another first round pick, another player. I don't know. They didn't get enough. I don't think. All right. So Browns get a B minus. I'll give the Rams a B plus. Okay, we'll do AJ Brown now. I don't really know exactly what it was about. So what's the trade details? All right. The Eagles will trade wide receiver AJ Brown to the Pacers for a 2020 first round pick, a 2027 fifth round pick, and that's it. That's it. Bro, Eagles get like a C, like a C, I guess. They get a C. They kind of got a little more, bro. Not even a second. I mean, hey, the Patriots get like, hey, the Pats get an A. Eagles get a C. Eagles ain't get shit. All they got was one pick. AJ Brown's a good receiver. He's gonna be the wide receiver one for New England. He's gonna be Probably one of the best shoes between behind Nada and Smith and Jigba. So yeah, ain't that good. Shit.
What are you doing, dude?
Streaming so.
What the fuck, Keontae?
Yeah, ain't that good of a pick. I mean, the Eagles do have like a little Nor dude. Tired. That's all they got. All right, let's see some videos about these. See what other will take. Should I do that? Oh yeah, we'll do that. Actually, nah, we won't do that. Actually, we'll do it. I kind of watch this guy a little bit. I feel, yeah, this dude, he knows his takes. And his take about the Miles Garrett trade. We'll react to this for a little bit. Okay, that's your ad right there.
We just saw maybe the biggest NFL defensive trade in history go down. Miles Garrett, who's been rumored to be traded for years now because he's been arguably the best defensive player in the NFL since he's been drafted, but he's been on a team that has failed success every single year, pretty much since they drafted him. He is now a Los Angeles Ram. Les Snead, who is famous for just not caring about draft picks, who's traded for Jalen Ramsey, who's traded for Matthew Stafford, who traded up for Jared Goff, who traded for Trent McDuffie this offseason, makes another big swing. Miles Garrett is going to Los Angeles for Jared Verse, a 2027 first round draft pick, and other draft compensation that is still being negotiated right now. So, yeah, Miles Garrett is now on the Rams. Like I said, they just made a trade for Trent McDuffie this offseason. They just gave Matthew Stafford, who is going to be 39 years old this season, a 1 year, $50 or so million contract to go all in with this roster, a team that lost in the NFC Championship game in a close matchup to the Seahawks. And they probably thought, you know what, if we were able to beat Seattle, we would have beaten New England in the Super Bowl. So they drafted Ty Simpson, Matthew Stafford's successor. Maybe that's why they don't really care about that 2027 first. You arguably have a top 5 receiver in the sport in Puka Nakuya. You have arguably a top 10 running back in Kyron Williams. Going back to
I forgot about
Stafford,
Kyron
the
Williams.
reigning MVP. You have a solid enough veteran offensive line, and this defense gets scary. Obviously, you had to give up something to get something, and Jared Verse is going to be a good edge rusher in this league for a long, long time. But now Miles Garrett is going to go on that defensive line with Poona Ford, Brandon Fisk, Byron Young, obviously going to be wrapping up that front seven. You also have Nate Landman, Omar Speights, Jalen Watson, who they signed from the Chiefs this offseason. Like I said, Trent McDuffie is either going to play out wide or he's going to be in the slot. They have Cam Curl, Cam Kitchens as their safeties, Quinton Lake as another depth corner as well. Jared Verse was probably their most impactful defensive player, or at least in that front seven, and he was coming off back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons in his first 2 years in the league. He was a little bit on the older side, but in his rookie season, he ends up winning Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024, where he had about 4.5 sacks, and then he followed that up with 7.5 sacks this year as well. Like I said, back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons. He's had 11 tackles for loss in the last 2 years. Like I said, though, also on the older side as well, at 25 years old, he'll be 26 in November, and he's going to go to a very young Browns defense. And honestly, for the Browns, it would have been nice to say that you got 2 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. Maybe they should have traded away Myles Garrett before. Maybe he would have had a little bit more value where you could have gotten 3 first-round picks. Who knows at the end of the day? But now the Browns are going to bring in 2 first-round picks in the 2027 draft. I thought they aced the 2026 draft class, especially on the defensive side of the field. And then you also had a loaded 2025 draft class as well, where now you're going to have on that defensive line Jared Verse, Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Alex Wright at the moment, and then you're going to have linebackers like Carson Schweschinger, the standout from the 2020.
Yeah, the Rams are good at everything now. So they'll probably win the Super Bowl. Yeah, they'll probably win the Super Bowl.
5 draft class. You're going to have Quincy Williams, who they signed in the offseason. You have a solid secondary now of Denzel Ward, Grandel Pitt, Ronnie Hickman. They just drafted Emmanuel McNeil Warren. And honestly, this Browns team did so well in the draft offensively with Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, Spencer Fano. They reshuffled the whole offensive line this offseason, bringing in Zion Johnson, Titus Howard, Elton Jenkins. This team just needs a quarterback, and it's most likely going to be Deshaun Watson week 1. I don't think this is going to change anything really for the Browns' win total projection. Probably going to say that they're going to win a game or few less now that Myles Garrett is going to be in Los Angeles. And for the Rams, it's hard to say that they're not Super Bowl favorites. The NFC is very crowded there at the top with the reigning champion Seahawks. You have the Rams, the Niners, the Eagles, the Cowboys, everybody in the NFC North. There are so many teams that could win the Super Bowl next year or at least come out of the NFC, but it's hard not to say that the Rams are the favorite right now, just for what they have on offense. Their head coach in Sean McVay, maybe the best head coach in the NFL. And now you're just adding, oh my God, man, Myles Garrett to this defense. Imagine Aaron Donald comes out of retirement and you just have the 2 greatest defenders of the 21st century next to each other. That would just be insane. The Rams are also hosts, well, not the Rams, but
He could come out of retirement. He 30 something.
SoFi Stadium is set to host next year's Super Bowl as well, which is going to be on Valentine's Day. And maybe the Rams think that they're going to be playing in it right now. If I had to say a grade here, I mean, for the Rams, I kind of love it. I would give them an A+, and for the Browns, I'd probably give them a B+ or an A-. I'm not sold on Jared Verse now. Not going to be with Chris Shula, and
A plus is crazy. You give him an A plus.
Over there in Cleveland. Maybe if he was playing under Jim Schwartz, I would like it a little bit more. Like I said, he's 25 years old. I know I've said that a couple times in this video, but he is definitely not like a spring chicken. It's not like he's going to be here for 15 more years rushing the passer, but he looks like a blue chip guy on a rookie contract that can rush the passer, which can be so valuable too because it becomes one of the more premier positions in the NFL, and these guys can make $40 million a year. So if you can get Jared Verse to just be a top 16, top 15 edge rusher in the NFL, that is going to be well worth what he's going to be getting paid over the next few years, given that what he can actually get on the open market. It's just some of these cap hits are going to be insane next year in Los Angeles. You have $48 million going to Stafford. You have $28 million going to Devontae Adams. They're eventually going to have that Trent McDuffie extension kick in where he's going to be getting a lot of money in 2027 in a cap hit. That's going to be about $30 million. And now and now you're bringing in Myles Garrett, who's got a...
All right. I don't really agree for that much because A plus is crazy. A plus is insane. A plus is crazy, bro. He's getting old, and he's 30 years old. All right, let's react to Thunder vs Spurs game 3. Did we react to?